Hey everyone, it's Karissa from Shining Light on Minnesota. I'm super excited. I have one of my all-time favorite golfers here, Brittany Lincicome. She's been on the LPGA Tour for 20 years. Super excited. She's also golfed on the PGA Tour. Can't say I'm humbled enough to have her here today. Welcome, Brittany.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You bet. So, 8 LPGA Tour wins, including two majors and one of the long drive hitters. You've succumbed so many obstacles being on tour, and now you've retired. What has retirement been like?
I actually think 2025 has been one of my favorite years, just playing a little bit, but not as competitive. So kind of, taking a back seat, if you will, just like a little bit of like just enjoying the process and not always
Yeah.
grinding it out, trying to, I mean, the competitor in me still wants to win every time, but just kind of taking it in more. My husband caddied a few times this year, which was awesome. The girls, I have two daughters, 3 and 6 years old, who got to come out in the summer and travel with us. Just doing some charity outings here and there. So it's actually been an amazing year. I mean, obviously 8 wins. I've done a lot on the LPGA, but I think this year might be up there in my one of my favorites, just because it's been more relaxing. Kind of just enjoying it more, taking it all in, traveling with the family. It's been great.
I think one thing that our viewers probably don't realize
Yeah.
is the stress that goes with the traveling, being on tour, having a kids, but being a mom when you're on tour. Tell everybody a little
Yeah,
bit
I mean,
about that.
travel alone, I feel like 20 years ago was better. It's just that now it's just unpredictable with delays, cancellations, lost bags, all that fun stuff. And then throwing one kid and now two kids into the mix. Obviously we get there like 3 hours early to make sure we're on time, nothing can go wrong.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, golf is stressful in itself. You're competing every week, trying to beat everybody. And then obviously the traveling now with the family, it adds a little bit extra in there, but it's been very cool to show my girls, what mommy does, and it's been really exciting.
And now they're getting to the age where they're kind of starting to understand it a little bit more too. And have they gotten into the golf at all themselves or starting to pick up the clubs and really kind of take a inspiration or taking any looks to it?
Yeah, the 6-year-old does the first tee of St. Petersburg on Saturday mornings,
Yeah.
and she's been doing really, really good. We just whether they play with their dad and I or a high school level, college level, whatever it may be, it's just such a wonderful game that every child I feel like should play the game. I mean, you could
Mhm.
play it till you're 100. There's so many business deals made on the golf course. Everyone should pick up the game. So that's been really exciting. I did put her in T-ball this season, and her
Yeah.
T-ball swing is really messing up her golf game.
Hmm.
So I signed her up for the 2-week class during Christmas for golf. So hopefully we can kind of get the groove of the golf swing back in a little bit because right now it's a chopping motion instead of
Stepping into it instead
a
of the
yeah.
fluid. Yeah.
So she'll get it. She's 6. She's fine.
Kind of one of those things. It's hard to like. I have three kids myself, and I've played golf all my life, high school, college, whatever that may be, and none of them played golf. I'm like,
Ah,
what is going on here? Like, this is the most frustrating thing. You had the basketball, you had the baseball, you had the volleyball, and now my very youngest is 16. My daughter played a little bit, but my 16-year-old is now finally obsessed. He's 16 and he's playing golf, and I'm like, okay, guys, it took you 16 years to play golf. Like, what's going on? But at least you're playing. I'm not going to complain.
yep.
But
I
it's
love it.
it's absolutely amazing. Now he's out there every single day, just can't get him off the course. It's so much
Yeah.
fun. But yeah, it's a lot
Kind
of
of
fun.
sounds like my husband. Obviously we've been together probably 15 years total. We'll be married 10 for in December. And we met in golf and now he's like wanting to pick it up again. And I'm like, it figures that I'm now retiring that you're going to pick up the sport again. So
Yeah,
that's been fun. We've been playing probably 1 or 2 days a week together. So that's been really fun.
yeah. I mean, it's interesting because when I played competitively, which was high school, college, everything like that, I took about 12 years off when I had my kids. And you kind of get out of the competitive side of it. And then you get like kids are old enough now you can start playing again, but it's a fine line between, okay, now they're old enough. Do you start playing again and get competitive? You don't ever lose the competitiveness, but it's like, okay, having fun, but do you start playing in more tournaments again? Do you not? It's a slippery slope. It's one of those things that's fun.
It really is.
Yes. So, girls in golf, let's talk your strength, let's talk your length, everything like that. What was it like getting all the length, all the distance, and how did you prepare for all of that?
I just came natural. I started playing when I was 9. I had two older brothers that played, so I think I just had to hit the ball far.
Mhm.
They didn't let me play an up tee. I just kind of played the
Right.
same tees they played and
Yeah.
just had to learn how to swing hard,
Yeah.
which is great. I feel like every child should do that. You can always, dial it back in later, but if you don't, and I
Right.
feel like if you don't teach how to swing hard early, it's hard to pick up. Now older people used to be doing all the weighted swing stuff or the swing speed stuff, and it's just hard to pick up miles per hour. So I love seeing the kids swing hard. I love hitting. Driver is my favorite club in my bag. Still to this day. I mean, I played in a pro-am yesterday, and the guys were like, "Wow, you still hit it so far." And in my head, I'm like, "No, I don't." Like when I
Right.
tee it up at an LPGA event, I'm now getting outdriven by 20 yards, which I used to
Right.
be that person. So it's a little interesting spot to be in, but I've always had the driver far. I love my driver, and yeah.
How has it been? Because I mean, I'm older than you, obviously. I'm not going to say my age, but I'm getting close to saying my age. I was, but I mean, I'm hitting at 240, 250, and I always played the men's tees.
Yeah.
And you go to those mixed events or you go to everything, and they're always like, you should play from the ladies. I'm like, there's not a ladies tee. I'm sorry. I play my distance, everything like that, but you get out there and I'm still always trying to hit the ball farther. I don't care how old I am. We've got a simulator. You always work on getting it further. And no matter
Yep.
how old you are, you're always working on the distance. Driver's my favorite as well. So
Yay.
what do you do to work on distance, hitting it further, getting more distance, obviously, than just swinging further?
I think flexibility is a huge thing. The older we get, the stiffer we get, and you're not able to get in those positions that your body needs to get in for your swing.
Yep.
So I think flexibility is a huge thing, whether that's stretching or a yoga class or whatever that may be, but that is a big part of it.
Yep.
And then getting a club that's fit for you properly. A lot of people think, oh, I'll just go to the local store or Dick's and pick up a club off the rack and it's going to be great. Yeah, that first day you take it out, it might be the best driver you've ever hit, but over time it's not going to work. So,
Right.
I think flexibility and then getting a club that fits you properly is very important.
Right. So playing an LPGA versus PGA, what has been the big difference?
Sorry,
What's been the big
PJ.
difference? No, you're good.
Yeah.
What's been the big difference between playing on the PGA and the LPGA versus you see Lexi out there, obviously you've been doing it
Yep.
now versus 2 years ago.
It's been great. You said from the PGA to the LPGA?
Yeah, I mean, they're starting to let more people in now. You see, like the invitationals, all the other things are starting to let more people in and teaming up and doing different things like that.
Yeah,
How,
that Grant Thornton event at the end of the year, I still would love to play in. I would love to pair up with a guy and play. But so Barbasol a few years ago was my sponsor, so that's how I got into that PGA Tour event. And I
yep,
was really like 50-50 on what to do. I knew the media and I knew social media. I was going to get some like backlash for it. So,
right,
my agent and I talked about it, my family and I talked about it. And then at the end of the day, it was like, hey, like, I know in my heart it's a sponsor invite. It's not taking a spot from the field.
right.
Um, my sponsor asked me to do it. Like,
Mhm.
I should say yes and do it. I've actually always wanted to do it. I didn't think I would ever have the opportunity, but so
Why
when
would you? Yeah,
Tom Murray from Barbasol came to me and said, "Hey, we have this spot. We'd love you to play." I was like, "Okay, I'll do it." And everyone was so nice. The media was so nice. The fans were so nice. Unfortunately, the week of the tournament, we got like 4 or 5 inches of rain on Monday, so the
yeah,
course played so much longer than I could have even like prepared for.
yeah,
So, I had a great second round, but my first round, I think just a little bit of the nerves, teeing it up with these guys I had never met. And then just the golf course playing longer just kind of didn't go my way, but shot under par the second round, which is pretty fantastic. I finally like was like, hey, we're just going to go out and have fun. Whatever happens, happens. And then obviously that's when you play your best. So, but it was a very cool experience. Happy I did it. Yeah, everyone was super nice.
Well, and you see like Lexi out there now killing it, absolutely doing the best that she can do. You have
Yep.
like the internet invitational. All the men and women are finally starting to come together, which is super exciting, playing the same tees. People don't understand that ladies have the same distance off, or they have different distances off the tee, but all the other shots are the exact same.
Yep.
And the flop shots are the same, everything else is the same, which people don't realize.
I know. I try telling people that, like, yeah, we don't fly at 350 like they do, but that next shot we can do the same as they can do, especially around the green, chipping and putting.
Yes.
You know, our international players, I mean, they get it up and down from everywhere. That's why they're always in the top 10.
Yes.
It's really cool to watch. Even the men, watching the men's short games, like their hands are just a little bit quicker than ours, so they can put a little bit more spin on the ball. But
Yeah.
our girls can do it the exact, you know, other than not hitting at 350, like we're basically the same. And
Right.
I try telling people that all the time.
Yes. Well, the long irons are hitting a 3-wood into the green might be a little bit more difficult to get it to stop, but
Yeah.
yes.
But some of those girls, I mean, they have a bouquet of head covers in their bags, and they know how to work
Absolutely.
those clubs. I mean,
Oh yeah.
their longest iron might be an 8 iron or even a 7 iron, and then they start with the woods. And I mean, you can hit those things so high and soft. So, yeah, there's been many times where I'm hitting an iron and a girl's hitting a hybrid and hits it closer, and I'm like, how did she just do that?
It's magical. It's
It
crazy to see.
is.
So
Yep.
the LPGA rarely shows swing speed, carry, all that kind of stuff. Is that because of lack of equipment or is that because
We just don't have the technology to
we don't
do
have the
that.
technology to do it? They need to get
It
that
would
out
be
there.
great
So
to
many
have
people
that.
would love to see it. I mean, I know
Yeah,
I would. I'm like, God, she's really killing the ball. I want to see what
yep.
she's carrying it, what it is out there.
Yeah,
Yes.
to have that
Especially for
shot
the young golfers.
tracer thing, like, oh God, that'd be so cool. Or I've
Yes.
seen a couple times where they've done like the whoop to see like what the
Hmm.
heart rate was. I would love to
Yes.
see that on players every week because
Yes.
I still to this day get super nervous any tournament that I just played in a member pro at a local course with a gentleman I had never met. So I felt like that made me more nervous because I wanted to do
Right.
good for him.
Yep.
But I would have loved to have seen even my heart rate just for some little event like that. Like, it's got to be off the charts.
Yeah. Or just getting the pro-ams and it's like, okay, some random person I'm playing with, I'm like, I know my heart rate's up there. I can feel my blood pressure going. Like,
Yeah.
let's see where we're at.
That's A, because we're competitors, and B, we want to do good. So
Yeah.
it
Yep.
makes sense. Yep.
I think it's almost any tournament that you play and you're up on the first tee. It's like, okay, time to bring it. Let's go. Let's get this
Yeah,
out there. Yeah.
exactly.
So if you could have an ideal foursome, and what format would it be? Who would you play with and what would it be?
Oh, that is a great question.
Yeah.
I don't really know too many of the guys, but I mean, like a Tiger, Jack, Gary Player situation would probably be really cool.
Yeah.
But even on like my side, like just to go play a round of golf with Julie Inkster. She is by far the funniest person I have ever met. I think actually Pat Bradley would be up there too because she's pretty amazing. And then maybe my dad because my dad was really good when I was 9, and then he was
Yeah.
probably a scratch golfer, but just an average Joe golfer. And then shortly after I started playing, gave it up because it was too expensive for us to both play.
We'll do it.
You know, there's sacrifices your family gives to get their daughter where they are.
Right.
So I feel like I'd have to include him, even though he doesn't play golf anymore. But just to have him out there, it'd be cool to kind of round out the four. And we'd definitely do a scramble because I hate playing my own ball. I love a scramble.
Right. Because well, you get to play your own ball all year round. It's like
Yeah,
let's do something fun.
yeah. Even the shamble, I forget halfway through the round. And I'm like, oh, I'll hit driver off the deck and try to cover the water, and then I hit it in the water, and I'm like,
Yeah. Oh, why did I do
oh,
that? Here,
Britt,
why
yeah.
was it wasn't a flat
Why didn't
shot? Why am
somebody
I doing this?
remind me? Yeah.
So let's dig back a little bit. Let's talk about your last round having your dad on the bag. How special was that? How amazing was that?
That was just the last hole because
Yes.
he couldn't do it all, but it was so cool. I mean, again, to have a parent, you know, start your career and get you to where you are, and then because he caddied my first year and a half on tour, and then for
Yep.
him to carry the last hole of my last
Oh,
like full
gives me
season
chills.
on
Yeah.
tour, we both like couldn't look at each other the whole entire time because we
Mhm.
both started crying every time we looked at each
Oh
other, and I
yeah.
was like, I have to hit a golf ball with my eyes
Yep.
watering.
I've got to
But
finish
it
this
was
somehow.
yeah, it was such a special moment. And then obviously got to the 18th green and both my girls and husband, mom, and everybody were there.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. Oh, speak of the devil. Okay, you gotta go back to
Hi.
the room. Okay. No, no, I gotta do this. Please, go, 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 please. Please, please, please. Here, take this. Take this. Go. Go, 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 go. Fast. Sorry.
No, you're
But it was
good.
a
I
really
get
cool
it.
moment. It felt like it just kind of like tied it all in from the
In full
start
circle.
to the end. It was pretty magical.
Yes. Pretty cool. So with your pregame routine when you were starting off, what were all some of your practice rounds like and how much practicing did you do when you started off to when you ended up?
Uh,
A lot of our junior
every
players don't understand the time. They don't understand any of that. They just want to
uh,
pick up and think, hey, I'm going to be on tour and I'm going to go
yeah,
because YouTube tells me how.
I'm gonna blow your mind and tell you that I hardly ever practiced.
Hmm. Yeah.
I still to this day, I haven't taken a golf lesson since 2006.
Yeah.
Was just naturally given an amazing talent of see the ball, hit the ball. It might go left occasionally, but that is my biggest miss. And but I love to play. Like I'd rather if I were to go practice or work on anything, I want to go on the golf course because I just visually the driving range is hard for me. Some people going back to Julie Inkster, that woman will be on the range 8 hours a day. Like I'll hit balls in the morning before I go play a practice round. I'll come back and she's still hitting balls. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Stacey Lewis is the same. They out there and they hit thousands of golf balls. But that's how their swings, that's how they worked on their game.
That's
Whereas
them.
me,
Yep.
like I'll play 9 holes on Monday, 9 holes on Tuesday, and then most of our pro-ams now are 9 holes on Wednesday. So I would much rather go on the course, hit it out of the rough, put it behind a tree, put it in the fairway bunker around the
Play
green.
multiple balls and just do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
multiple balls around, especially around the greens, getting a feel for how the grass is, the grain is, putting, all that good stuff. But yeah, growing up, I definitely practiced more back in the day, but just
Right.
especially once the year started, the year's so long, it's a grind. There was definitely, I did a really good job of balancing of taking days off. And when I came home, I love to fish.
Yeah.
I love to
Just
go
being
to the
outside.
movies. Yeah, do stuff instead of like golf, every day. Like, you see a lot of our Asian players, they like eat, sleep, drink golf. But I think
Yes.
just in America, we have too many sports we can play. There's too many other things that you can do, and kids get burnt out too quickly if you like
I do.
really focus on one thing too hard. So I like kids playing different sports, but still putting in the time, obviously. But short game, I think, is if you're going to go practice anything, short game is always where you go because that's where
Yeah.
you're going to save the most amount of strokes for sure.
You've got to get the putting and the short game down because if you
Yeah.
don't, you're going to
It's
lose it.
definitely those 5 footers because if your chipping is a little off and you have those 5 footers all day, you got to be able to make those every time and occasionally maybe a 7 footer or so to kind of keep the momentum going or the round going. But yeah, those are inside 5 feet is where it's at.
And the mental game.
That's very helpful. Yeah, that's a whole
But you've
nother.
got to have a little bit of that too.
I don't think
Yes.
we have time for that part of
No,
this
that's a
conversation.
whole nother circus, right? So how long did it take you to, I mean, obviously you grew up with brothers, you like to do the fishing, everything like that. What else do you do on the other side that you like to do? Obviously the movies, the fishing, everything like that.
Yeah, just being home. I mean, after traveling for 20 years now, everyone's like, are you going to go on a trip? Are you going to go on a vacation? And I'm like, just being at my own
To be
house in
home,
my own bed
right?
is like the most amazing thing. We live in a beautiful golf community.
Yeah.
So going to the club on Friday nights with the kids and they're all running around. I mean, it's just cool to be a part of something local here at home.
Yeah.
Um, I'm pretty lazy on most
So
occasions,
it's
but
not being lazy. I think people don't understand when you do so much traveling, your being home is one of the best things that you can do. I
yeah,
know with work, I do a lot of traveling. Everybody's like, are you going on any trips? I'm like, my trip's being home. Like, I'm good.
yeah.
I've
I
got this.
don't want to
Yeah.
get on an airplane if I don't have to.
No. What's the favorite course that you've played?
I mean, it's kind of like cliche, I think, but like Pebble Beach I'm
Mhm.
actually going there next week for a tournament. I mean, I've taken thousands of photos and doesn't even come close to doing it justice how pretty it is. And again, I think we live on the water. I'm from Florida. I love
Yeah.
fishing. So I literally could just stare at the water the
Right.
entire day. Like it's
Yeah.
just so pretty. I mean, we used to have a tournament in the Bahamas that I won twice. Again, I just literally, you find yourself staring into the water and it's like, oh, I could just look at this all day. It's so
I could live
pretty.
here all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to
Yeah.
Ireland and I played Old Head of Kinsale, which is kind of like Pebble Beach on steroids. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll live here all day long and I'll be fine. I could
Yep.
just go in the water and be good.
Exactly. It is
Yes.
so it never gets old.
No.
But yeah, it's a cool spot. So anything by the water, I love those. But I'd say Oakmont or
Yes.
Sabonic are probably my like one or two of the like hardest golf courses I've ever played.
Yeah.
Anything US Open involved. KPMG has really taken us to some cool places. More so late now that I'm retired, I'm not getting in these ones like Riviera, and I'm like, oh, would love to go play there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been to some cool spots, but I think Oakmont's probably the hardest golf course I ever played.
Yeah. So let's tell our viewers a little bit about the 2015 win over the playoff of Stacey Lewis, just because a lot of them probably haven't heard or don't know about that one.
Yeah, so again, it's a tournament out in Palm Springs. The last hole is par five, reachable par five, assuming you can hit it in the fairway. And then you hit to an island green, which I feel like the first year I didn't really notice that it was fully an island. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know what I thought, even though I've played that hole a bazillion times before.
Yes.
2009, I got lucky. I like went to the back of the green, came back to like 4 or 5 feet, and then 15. I wasn't. I don't look at the leaderboard first of all, but I knew I wasn't like leading the tournament.
You can't because if you
Um,
look at the leaderboard, then you're like, crap, I'm gonna just put myself
I
on a
know,
hole.
like
Yeah.
I knew I was trying to make a birdie on that hole anyway. Like you're gonna go if you're in the fairway, you're going for it anyway. So again, this time I had a shorter club. The first time I had like a hybrid. I think this time I had a 5 iron. Hit almost the identical shot, went up to the back of the green, rolled back. This time it was probably like 8 or 10 feet, so a little bit further. And again, I'm like, oh, if I make a birdie, I'm just making more money this week and moving up the leaderboard. And then I somehow made this like amazing putt. It was probably only like right center. It wasn't like a breaking putt, but still like everyone watching on the 18th hole. I'm a couple groups from the lead. Like I wasn't that far out of it. So I make this eagle. I think I jump up and down. Just I felt like I needed to do something, but I wasn't sure what to do. And my brain was like, "Oh, let's jump up and down." So then I look back and I'm like, "Wow, you really looked really silly." But then yeah, then my caddy had to tell me like, "Oh, like you're tied," or I can't remember what Stacy did coming down, but I was like, "Oh my gosh, we might have to go to a playoff." Like again, not looking at the leaderboard, I had no clue. So it was so funny. And then I think we did 3 hole playoff or 3 or 4 hole playoff with Stacy. So by the time we both played that hole so bad every time for the playoff. And each time you play it, it's getting later and later into the night. And Palm Springs, it's kind of chilly. So towards the end, we couldn't go for it anymore. We were laying up, and then our wedge games both were so bad.
Yeah.
So it took multiple holes just because we were not doing very well. But yeah, to kind of get the win over like she's one of my good buddies on tour, so that's always challenging. But at the end of the day, I just tried to remind myself somebody had to win, somebody had to lose, and
Right.
was just happy it was me.
Yeah, right. It's like, okay, I'm physically, mentally exhausted.
Yeah.
Everything's kind of falling
Yep.
apart. Let's just get this done, but let's have a winner. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
What was one of your most memorable times on tour? Was it that one or
Um,
a different one?
which one?
Was there one of your most
Oh,
memorable ones? Yeah.
yeah, I feel like I know it's always hard to pick like the
One
major
specific.
win
Yeah.
or representing your country is always like, I mean, that's definitely up there.
Obviously.
But I feel
Yeah.
like I always go back. My first win, my dad was on my bag, was my caddy. It was a match play event. So my first win was a match play event with my dad on the bag. Again, just your family sacrificing everything to get you where you are.
Yeah.
To get that win with him, it was so cool. I
Oh yeah.
mean, you never know if you're gonna like keep your card, do well enough, like all these things, and then to get a win, it was pretty special.
Yeah. So growing up, obviously, it's a lot for our viewers. They probably don't know, but how was the struggle growing up, just getting your tour card and getting to where you were, having everything, obviously the cost, getting there with your family, everything like that. A
Yeah.
lot of people don't realize what that struggle is like, and it's a lot.
Yeah, the cost is a huge part of it. I think back in the day, like when I turned pro, so again, my parents, we own a daycare still to this day. They're school teachers, so
Yeah.
we don't have a lot of money. I did homeschooling from middle school through high school, so I could practice a little bit more, miss some school to go do some junior tournaments. So to have both parents like out traveling with me, my dad caddying for me, I think it was probably 60,000 a year at that time to travel for the year, and that was as low like coach tickets every week, cheapest cars, sometimes staying in housing, trying to do like the cheapest way possible. So, but it was great, having my parents, you have that team, that support around you. I think a lot of, especially more like international players that come over to the LPGA, if you don't have a support system and you just are kind of thrown into the LPGA by yourself, it's very lonely. And I think that could be a part of why some girls don't make it.
Right.
So my family was obviously there every week. My dad still to this day comes to every tournament now. He has to watch the girls when I travel if it's not the summer. So he didn't get to come too much this year. But prior to this year, I mean, I think he's been to every tournament. So he loves coming out. He loves watching. And but yeah, if I would never have made it without both of them, coming out and supporting me. And
Right.
but because it is very expensive, and obviously I had a couple family friends, loaned me some money, and I had to pay them back the next year. So that was obviously very helpful. But if you don't have sponsors to do it, it's very tricky. And these girls and guys that are trying to work and then play golf on the side, trying to make money, and then go do some mini tour stuff. It is so hard. So yeah, it's definitely a grind.
Yeah, and you have to, I mean, even with the sponsorships, you have to be careful what you say, what you do, where you go, who you
Yep.
represent. Don't like the clubs. I mean, it's a tricky game if you want to play a certain putter, kind of all
Yep.
the things, right? So you've had all that stuff. Do you still have any sponsorships or do you still carry around any of the stuff, obviously?
I have a couple. My hat sponsor stayed with me all year, which was really nice. My
Yep.
clothing, Abacus, they stayed with me, which was really nice. And then I actually have a new sponsor. This one, they're gonna sponsor me for next year, which is really cool. So, I mean, again, playing 5 or 6 tournaments and doing these outings, I'm
Right.
still out there. So I'm like, why would you
Absolutely.
not want to sponsor me?
Well, why
But
wouldn't you
yeah,
not continue to play golf? It's not like you're
yeah,
just in the tour, you're still
exactly.
playing. You're still out there helping the first tee, getting the
Yeah.
girls and getting the kids involved, doing what you do. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So, yeah, that's been really cool just to have a few and want to represent their brands and get their names out there. And it's
Yeah.
just been very grateful, very happy, very grateful.
Who have been some of your major mentors that have formed your game of golf and formed you to who you are today?
Again, back to Julie Inkster. I feel like Julie Inkster and Pat Hurst. I played practice rounds with my rookie year on tour in Hawaii, and they
Hmm.
both, for whatever reason, just took me under their wing and were very helpful. If I needed anything, needed advice, even now, like when I was having kids, like Julie, how do you travel with kids? Like, what do I do?
Yeah.
So they've been very, very helpful, and it's really cool. So now we've had since I've been on tour, like a big sister program. So to help the rookies if they need. So I always put my name in because I remember being a rookie and I always say like I would love to write a book on what the steps are to like get through the LPGA or like what you have to do and because there is a lot of information and it's scary. So I always put my name in to mentor, one of the rookies to if they have any questions or need advice for anything to try to give back my time because I know how Julie Inkster and Pat Hurst were so helpful for me, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without them. So I love helping the next generation and helping them out.
Well, and they're getting younger and younger too. I mean, you see the 17-year-olds that are out there on tour now and they're
I
getting
know.
younger, or even just the ones that are fully pregnant and trying to make it on tour. And I'm like, oh, you guys, it's so tough. It's so difficult. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
You get it. Everybody does. It's just what you can do to just continue to the grind and the choices you have to make to try to make it. Yes. Yeah,
Yeah. It's tricky.
it is. So what advice would you give the younger Brittany when you were playing or starting off?
Oh, man, I feel like I was always just kind of never give up. I feel like I just did that though. Like it was
Yeah.
just kind of second nature of like, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna hit the golf ball. We're gonna go find it and we're gonna hit it again. I
The
try to
grind,
remind
like, oh,
myself.
chase the little white ball around.
Yeah. I try to remind myself of that now when you like go to a tournament, you have a bad hole and it's like you get so like down on yourself. It's like try to play like your 16-year-old self.
Hmm.
That girl didn't, care that you just hit it in the tree. She was gonna find a way to get that ball out and get it up and down and make a par. So
Yeah.
um yeah, I still try to remind myself of just being like your young self and being like the kid that you used to be and enjoying the game and taking the good breaks with the bad breaks and whatever you shoot that day. It's just that's what you love about golf. Like one day you could shoot 65, the next day you could shoot 85, and it's like I ate the same meal last night. I wore the same socks. Like you do everything the same,
Different.
but it's a totally different game and it's always changing and it's never the same. And that's why we love it though, I think.
Right. The bad shots that keep you coming back or the good ones. It's no
Yeah,
matter, you just keep coming back. It's the grind of the golf. Yep. But
exactly.
that's what gets you through it too, though. Like you could have a bad day and it'll get you through it, or you could have the best day of your life and play completely terrible
Hmm.
and still come back tomorrow because it's a new day.
Exactly. You never know what the next day is going to bring.
What do you think for the younger generation? What do you tell them or help them to get them into the game of golf?
Um, that's a tricky one, especially girls, because the golf is
Yeah, it
so slow. It takes a long time.
does.
Just kind of try to keep it fun. I love like the USGA, LPGA girls golf programs or the first tee programs. I think having kids together, whether it's a weekend clinic or some type of a clinic in the summer, the more kids involved when they're with their own kind of age range of kids, I
Yep.
think is really fun. Just to keep their, focus and keeping them into it.
Yep.
Um, so just, remind them to have fun. It's not don't take it too serious yet. We're still working on, fundamentals and your stance and your grip and the basics.
Yeah.
And just never give up. Like I said, whether it's a high school level, maybe a college scholarship for your parents,
Yeah. Right.
or maybe you make it in the pros or even later in life and business, entertaining clients on the golf course. You never know where golf is going to take you. And I've met so many amazing people. You never know who you're going to meet, or, what that person can do for you someday. So, I always just try to remind them, like, one step at a time. Don't take it too serious. You're gonna have there's gonna be more bad days probably than good days. But that's okay. It's part of the process.
Never too late to start too. I mean, I don't care if
For
you're
sure.
3 or 73, just play, have fun, go out
Yeah.
and do. Yeah.
I know
Yep.
we have some ladies in our community. They're like, "Oh, we should pick up golf. Our husbands play." And I'm like, "Yeah, let's go play like 6 holes or,
Yeah. Just
whatever it may be. Like it doesn't, because it takes long. And if you're not a good player, you're hitting it a lot of times and it's probably tiring. So we could go play 4 holes, whatever it
yeah.
may be. Just
Get
get out
outside in
there.
nature, go look and have fun or do what you do. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get out there.
What do you think's next for you? Obviously, you're playing some things. Your kids are out there. You're
Yeah.
doing what you're doing.
Yeah. I feel like 2026 will look similar to this year. Just
Yeah.
maybe tee it up in a couple events just to kind of stay, relevant or,
Right.
still dip my toe out there a little bit. But it's been fun just doing these like charity fundraisers and pro-ams, just, meeting new people and wanting them to have a good time on the golf course in any way that I can help, make that happen. So it's probably be very similar. So then I can be home and not miss, school things or when she's playing golf or t-ball or whatever it may be. So still doing golf a little bit, but then also being a mom.
And have someone reach out to you on Grant Thornton and get you out there playing in that too.
Yes, I know. I don't know very many of the PGA guys. I only know one, Webb Simpson, because we played junior golf together. And he was like, "Oh, sorry, I don't play golf in December." And I was like, "Oh, that's a horrible excuse."
Terrible, right? Yes.
I know.
Have you watched any of the Internet Invitational at all or seen any of that?
No, I
Yeah.
should because that would be really fun.
It's fun. I mean, it's fun to see the guys and the girls playing together and
Yeah,
just it makes the average golfer think, "Hey, I can play this game." If they're out there playing, anybody and
yeah,
everyone can play, and it's fun to see. I mean, I would love to see some of the PGA and LPGA playing together and let them be mic'd up and let them
that would
just
be
be
really fun.
fun. Like
That would be fun.
sponsorships aside, let them just play and have fun and do what they do on a normal weekend and
Yep,
put it on HBO or YouTube or something,
that
just
would
let
be
them
great.
play. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
so we had the J.C. Penney Classic down the street. It used to be at Bardmore, it used to be at Innisbrook, and I used to be the standard bearer, like the one that held the sign with the scores on it. So
Yeah,
I did it so many years that the guy let me pick who I wanted to be with, and I always picked John Daly and Laura
of
Davies.
course. Because they're the
Just
heart and soul. They're the ones having
yeah,
holding the beer, having the
yeah,
cigarettes,
hitting it
looking
far. I
at
loved
it.
watching them. And
Yeah.
then maybe like the leaders or a lead group on Sunday. But yeah, I always thought, how cool would that be to play in this event one day? And then of course they canceled it like
Yeah.
shortly before I got on tour, and I was like, oh, that's a bummer.
Right. Yeah. I know. I mean, that's the same thing. Like, put like even like the TGL league that's on there or anything like
Yeah.
that. Just put a couple guys on there, a couple girls, give them some beers, let them go play out on a
Yep.
Saturday, mic them up and just do it. Let
The
them bet
banter
what you want to
would be
do. Yeah.
priceless. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. That would be fun. That's what everybody wants to see. That's
Exactly.
stuff, right?
Yep.
So what's next? You do a lot of fishing. Where's some of your favorite fishing spots that you've gone?
I've really only been here in Florida. We live kind of in the St. Petersburg area. Um, I mean, I have fished in Hawaii, but mostly we just go here. So my husband likes to catch triple tail. Really, he likes to catch anything that he can eat. I want
Yeah,
to catch Moby Dick. I want to catch the biggest shark, the biggest Goliath grouper, maybe a
of course.
barracuda. It doesn't matter what it is. I just want to
Something
catch
different but
something really
big. Yes.
big. Yeah. And he wants to catch dinner. So it's a little bit tricky when I'm putting blood in the water and he's trying to catch dinner. Gets a little
You go in the
tricky,
front,
but
I'll go in the back. We're gonna
yeah.
catch.
But just to be on the water, I mean, we've seen some cool stuff just being on the water, especially like the sea turtles and
Yeah,
the stingrays, manta rays. I mean, you just never know what you're going to see. Your phone doesn't work. It's just you in the
which is
water.
perfect. You don't want that phone
Yeah,
on. Like you get tired
exactly.
of the social media, you get tired of all the
Exactly.
other stuff.
Yeah,
Yes.
we used to do a lot of fishing prior to children, and now we don't do as much. So
Yeah.
we need to get back out there.
Kind of like one of the joys with golf. Like, let's put the phone down. Let's just do what we do,
Yeah,
be in our moment and forget about everything. Yes.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate having you on today. Is there anything or any kind of advice that you'd give to the average golfer or anybody else out there?
No, I think we hit it. You know, the
Yeah.
average golfer, especially wanting more distance, but also just wanting to maybe shoot a better score, you know, flexibility is
Yep.
unfortunately part of it.
Right.
Getting clubs that fit you properly, I think, is a huge thing. And then, especially for the younger ones, you know, just never give up. The game is hard. Everybody has ups and downs.
Yes.
That it could be for your even just average listener. You know, there's always tomorrow. You know, the game. It's such a wonderful game. Just keep playing it. It's just a
Right.
you could play this game until you're 100, and it's awesome.
And don't give up.
Don't give
Just
up.
do it.
Yep.
Get in the
Never.
grind, get inspired, and yeah,
Yeah.
do
And
it.
short game. Work on your short game.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. As much as you can.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Brittany. I appreciate having you
Thank
on
you.
today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and good luck with everything.
Thanks.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye.